each year around Easter time. We do also use the gazebo for weddings. And of course, if you take a look out in front of us, you do see a whole bunch of cypress trees, and this is where Cypress Gardens gets its name from. All the trees you see range in age from about 800 to 1,500 years old. Of course, they don't look that old, but cypress are among the slowest growing trees in the world. They only add 1.5 inches to their base every 40, 60 years. And all the gray matter you see hanging from the trees, this is called Spanish moss. Actually, it isn't moss, but an air plant, and it does not hurt these trees. It just clings to them for support. Spanish moss is used in a variety of industries like cosmetics, agriculture, and medicine. Way back in World War II, they used to stuff pillows and mattresses with Spanish moss. So when Ford came out with a Model T, that's what they put in the car seats. And if you are planning on taking some of this moss home with you, it's not a very good idea, because sometimes red mice get inside of it and infest it real bad. And if you carry it around with you too long, those mice could jump out on your skin and start to bite you. Natural growing pattern of cypress tree. These cypress trees are perennial. That means they shed their leaves in the wintertime and grow back in the spring and summer months. And we got rough waters on the high seas today, so yeah, try not to get seasick on them. Now, if you take a look right out in front of us there, you see this structure that has the grass growing all over it. This is our Florida Esther Williams pool. And if you take a look on your right, you see the sign attached to the green gate there that tells you all about the pool. But since you can't read that, I guess I'll have to tell you about it. This pool was put here back in the early 1950s as a movie set for MGM's production, Easy to Love, starring Esther Williams. It's just about impossible to tell from here, but the pool is in the shape of Florida, and it is only 4 feet deep, so it's practical for swimming or diving. They have found other uses for the pool, though. Like one time, they filmed a Johnny Carson special here, and also once we drained it, filled it up with oranges, and used it for the swimsuit portion of a Miss USA pageant. And now if y'all take a look right out in front of us there, you see the shoreline that's extending to our left also. That gives you some idea of what this whole area used to look like back in the early 1930s. Mr. Dick Pope Sr. began draining a cypress swamp and turning it into Cypress Gardens. By 1936, we were officially open to the public, and by 1938, we held our first Botanical Gardens cruise. In 1943, we held our first ski show, and since then, we've had over 59,000 ski show performances. That's why the Gardens is sometimes called the water ski capital of the world. And by the way, all the performances were held right here on this lake, Lake Eloise, and I'll tell you more about Lake Eloise in just a little while. So right now, if you look at the base of most of the cypress trees growing around here, you see the stump-like objects that are growing up around them. These are called cypress knees. These cypress knees are used as a breathing apparatus, and they do also help support the cypress tree. Very often they're cut off at the base and made into many household items like clocks, or sometimes even tabletops if they're big enough. And to give you some idea of how much the water's come up, take a look at this little cypressy island that's right in front of us. It does have a seawall around it, just like the rest of the canal. And the seawall used to be about 3 or 4 inches above the water until it started raining about a month ago. And now it's a good 5 inches below the water. And if you think the wind's blowing pretty hard today, imagine what it's like in a hurricane. And if you take a look right in front of us, you see that fallen tree right there. That was blown over in Hurricane Elena about 3 or 4 years ago. One of the main reasons the tree fell, though, is because when they dredged this canal, they did cut most of the roots off of it. And when the wind came, it just blew that tree right over. It isn't dead, though. It's said to have a lifespan of about 12 or 13 years. And now, once again, we are traveling back out on Big Lake Eloise here. You know, Lake Eloise is the largest lake in the Winter Haven chain of lakes. There's 13 lakes on this chain. Lake Eloise has a diameter of 2.5 miles, a circumference of 14 miles, and an average depth of around 40 feet. And it is also the home to 75 to 100 alligators. They range in size from 8 inches to 16 feet. And if you want to see some of these alligators better, take a walk on down to the Animal Forest to visit the Everglades Theater, where a guy will try and catch a small alligator and explain all kinds of things about it to you. Of course, if alligators aren't your style, you can always catch our bird show. That's right outside of the Animal Forest. And for some human entertainment, we have our ice show. want a good seat for that one. Well, you know, today I've only shown you a very small portion of the botanical garden, just the outer edge. You missed about 90% of it. So if you'd like to see more, you should take a walk. There's a little red bridge right down at the end of our dock once you get out there, and you can just take a left over that bridge, walk through the botanical garden. There's about 8,000 different varieties of plants and trees that you can see back there, and it'll take about 45 minutes to an hour to see the whole thing. And when we came around our porta pool the first time, you might have noticed what this big blue thing is right here. This is a floating dock that they use in our ski show so that the delta wing kite can take off directly into the wind. They can position this anywhere on the lake that they need to so that the kite can take off. That ensures a proper takeoff, and also they can get the maximum height as quick as possible, and that's the safest way to fly. And now if y'all take a look slightly off to your right there, you see the large white house up on top of the hill. That's our southern mansion. Some friends of the folks named the Sniveleys that built that house here back in the late 1940s. Some of the folks bought all land around here. They just bought the house right along with it. You can't go inside our southern mansion right now, but there is a little bar up there where you can buy some drinks and overlook the lake. And also out on your right, you see all the black stuff that's floating in the water out there. There's a whole bunch of tires that are tied together. About 10 or 12,000 car tires out there. And they are used as a breakwater for the ski show. You can kind of tell right now, see how wavy it is right where we are. If we were to go inside that show area, it'd feel about as smooth as glass. And about close to the end of this month, the waves are going to start to get about 4 feet high. And that breakwater will bust them down about 1 foot. That helps those skiers out quite a bit. And now if y'all look about halfway up the cypress tree that's directly in front of us here, you see a couple of metal bars sticking out of the tree right there. Used to be a platform mounted there where Esther Williams used to dive off of, and that's all that remains of that platform now. If you look at the very top of the same tree, you'll see a big bird nest up there. There's also a couple of big birds standing up there. That's a great blue heron nest. They haven't mated yet. They'll do that right near the end of this month, and then hopefully they'll have about 2 or 3 chicks. And I would say that does just about conclude our tour. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please remain seated until I tie the boat to the dock, and then we are going to exit 1 row at a time. Once again, that's 1 row at a time. We'll start right up in the front with row number 1. Thanks for coming, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day here at beautiful Cypress Gardens.
The Boys Delta Wing Kite. It has a wingspan of 35 feet. It weighs approximately 75 pounds. We have 2 Delta Wing Kites flying for you this afternoon off to your far right-hand side, the blue Delta Wing Kite. Attachment from the kites to the Mastercraft ProStar, some 500 feet of tow line. This enables our pilot to reach an altitude of some 480 feet above the waters of Lake Eloise before releasing and coming in on their own. The pilot communicates with his driver through a series of kick signals. If he wants a little more speed, he simply kicks his right leg down straight forward. If you can see the red kite, he is doing that at this moment. Now, when they reach the maximum altitude, they press a lever that looks similar to a handbrake on a 10-speed bicycle. All that 500 feet of tow line comes floating down to the waters below them. They'll give a kick signal to the driver to bring the boat to a complete stop by swinging their legs back and forth in a scissor-like motion. Off to your far left-hand side, the red kite is now released. He's on his own in total freedom.